What's up guys? So I've been having an annoying problem with my headphones. I've had one of the best headphones of this year with active noise cancellation, if not the best, but I've been mostly using them while plugged into my PC for one reason. You see, earlier this year I realized that I can't use the Bluetooth connection when editing videos because otherwise the video and audio would end up being out of sync. And that's been my main problem, the latency when using Bluetooth. And lucky me, this gaming headset from SteelSeries arrived a couple weeks ago and I've been testing them all the way. But the thing is, there is something unacceptably wrong with them, which I'll share with you in this video. But in terms of the look and feel, well, it's really two almost completely different things because they look super cool, although I usually don't like the headbands like this, but you know, it wouldn't hurt to try. And I was surprised at how comfortable it is on the top of the head. There is even a small amount of padding inside of that thin elastic suspension band. It's just that in my opinion, the less moving parts there are in the headphones or headsets, the better. But the benefit is that you can even buy different colors of this elastic band. How many people do that? I'm not sure. But I personally want something that doesn't have too much of that gamery look. And with this headset, apart from the headband, I'm getting what I want. Because the microphone is also retractable, which means I can even wear the headset outside just like a regular pair of headphones. But in terms of the rest of the body of the headset, I'm afraid it's just too plasticky. And like I said, you wouldn't necessarily notice it until you've held the unit in your hands. And pretty much every hard surface except the side of the ear cups and the headband, not the elastic band, but the headband itself, are made of plastic, including the telescopic adjustment. But to counter that, the ear cups are super soft and comfy. The memory foam is very cushiony and thick. So in short, in terms of the look and feel, they're okay, but I just wish they used less plastic. Now let's talk about some of the cool features of this headset. You know what's the most annoying thing that could happen to your wireless headphones or headset? Well, I'd say when you're in the middle of something and the battery runs out, that's the most annoying thing. But when you buy this headset, you'll get an extra battery in the box because the batteries are hot swappable. You don't really need to charge the headset by plugging it in. Instead, you just charge the drain battery with the base station. And yes, I'll talk about the base station too. And when the headset runs out of battery, you just replace it with the charged one. And if you do this within 8 seconds, the headset will power on again automatically. So let's say you're listening to some music and the battery dies and you replace it within 8 seconds. Then the headset turns on and the music continues. Based on the tests that I've done, first of all, I think the 8 seconds is pretty short, but if you manage to change the batteries within that time frame, it still take a few seconds, maybe 3 seconds for the headset to turn on and then continue the playback. And the base station is really cool too. It allows you to connect your headset to your device very easily, like a plug and play feature, and that's because using the 2.4 GHz frequency, your headset is already paired with the base station. So you can just plug the base station to your PC or PlayStation or MacBook computer, and you can even plug in two devices simultaneously, like your PC and PlayStation or your PC and Mac. And then with the base station, you can change the source. There's this knob where you can change the volume, and that's super convenient, or to scroll through different menus. Then there is this button that you can long press to enter to different menus or confirm different actions. And then there's also this touch button, mostly used as a back button. I think the base station could have been a little more heavier, but it's not too light either. But okay, there's this 2.4 GHz connection that's used to connect to the base station. But then what's that Bluetooth connection all about, right? You can see on the headset there is this Bluetooth button that you can use to connect to a device using a Bluetooth connection. I'm sure you're like, duh, but why? Well, it means that you can connect the headset to your phone or another device, which means not only when you get a call or something, the audio from the 2.4 GHz connection won't be interrupted, but also you can wear the headset outside because you're not restricted to that 2.4 GHz connection. And like I said before, the headset looks like a regular pair of headphones. Unless, of course, you pull out the microphone, and that's something that I haven't talked about yet. But before that, I want to emphasize how important the Bluetooth connection is. For example, when I use my headphones with multi-point connectivity and connect them to my PC and my phone, if I'm listening to a song on Spotify on my PC, and then I just pick up my phone and just unlock my phone, then the audio pauses. But with this headset, that problem is gone. So when buying headsets, the mic quality is super important, and with this headset, you can either pull out the mic all the way or just let it stay in place the way it is. But the question is, how's the actual sound quality? So right now I'm recording my voice using my PC and the mic is all the way out. And as you can see, there's also a great degree of flexibility, which is nice. And there's even a mute button on the side of the headset that will turn on an LED light in front of the mic, which is great because then you'll instantly know that the mic is actually on mute. And now I'm recording my voice in the headphone mode. I don't have high expectations in this mode, but let me know what you think after subscribing to the channel if you haven't yet. But this headset also comes with active noise cancellation and transparency modes, and I think the ANC is quite decent, but just not at the same level as the Technics or Sony's latest ANC headphones. But it definitely helps with suppressing some of that low range background noise like when your PC is running. And when I review ANC headphones, some of you guys always ask me if they produce some kind of noise. And in this case, when you turn on the ANC, there is an audible noise coming from the noise cancellation chip, which is a normal thing. But as long as you listen to something, you'll never hear that noise. The one downside is that, and this rarely ever happens to me when I use the ANC on any device, but with this headset, somehow I get a little nauseous after some time. I also noticed a few times when connected via Bluetooth, there is an audible noise from the right ear cup. Although I have to say there were times that I actually didn't notice this noise, but I thought it was worth mentioning. And by the way, there are no shortcuts like a button on the side of the headset to quickly switch between the ANC and transparency modes or to turn it off. That would have been really nice. Instead, you should just use the base station for that purpose. But in terms of the sound quality, again, I have to use the word decent or pretty good, but not top notch. For a gaming headset, I think they sound good, especially if you're moving from another gaming headset to this one, they probably sound really good to you. But for me, who's been trying several top-of-the-line headphones this year alone, it's hard to be impressed. I mean, the highs and also to an extent the lows are much louder than the mids in my opinion. Again, for gaming purposes, especially multiplayer gaming, this is not a bad thing. It's actually beneficial because some of the footsteps usually happen in that range. But for listening to music, which a lot of gamers do too, I think they're a little out of balance and the vocals aren't that pleasurable to listen to. The good news is that there is this app from SteelSeries called Sonar that you can download from their website, and it gives you a professional equalizer with pre-configured gaming presets as well. Plus you can also enable spatial audio with it. And the equalizer is really nothing short of a professional one. So for example, not only can you change the gain and frequency, but also the Q factor. And if you don't have Sonar or if it's not running in the background, then your headset will use one of the presets available on the base station. There are 3 presets of bass boost, focus, and smiley. In terms of connectivity, I haven't had any issues and I've tried connecting them to my PC, PlayStation, and my MacBook Pro. So then what is that unacceptable thing that I mentioned in the beginning of the video? Well, it's this piece in the middle of the ear cups that make me feel like they forgot to add and they just added at the very end, or not a single human actually wore them when prototyping. Now, it's not too uncomfortable, but also it really depends on you because everybody's ears are different. For me, it's more on the uncomfortable side because I can feel that sharp point of contact, so that's why it makes it hard to recommend. Everything else, in terms of comfort, is actually pretty good. And I'm actually surprised about this because they're quite heavy and there's almost no tilt adjustment on the ear cups, but the clamping force is really good. And so I don't think that $350 is for a great ANC or mic or quality. I think it's about having so many features packed into this headset, but I don't think any single one of those features alone would make it worth this price. But if you prefer a great pair of headphones with a very good ANC, then check out this video next.